It was the first time that Elder Roman spoke to Nascent Soul Realm cultivators, especially two beautiful female cultivators who held the life of the whole sect in their hands. Shivering all over, he led Jade and Julia and flew up the steps. In the ruins of the Grand Hall, the two disciples who had just reached the core formation realm looked up at Jade and Julia with numb limbs and blank minds. After breaking through the bottleneck of their cultivation and reaching the core formation realm, they had been smug. However, they were defeated by one attack from an Ascent Soul Realm cultivator. Jade and Julia were ushered quickly to the quiet back mountain. This was the resting place of the sect master. It was in a peaceful environment and had abundant essence. No one is allowed to get close to this place, Jade turned to Elder Roman and said. Facing Jade, Elder Roman was so nervous that he couldn't even stand straight. He could somewhat maintain the dignity of a sect master before the Sky Mountain sect disciples, but he lost all of his composure in front of Nascent Soul Realm cultivators. Why are you still here? Julia asked impatiently. Elder Roman looked like a rat who bullied the weak and flattered the powerful. Julia was disgusted at the sight of him, especially now when she was in a bad mood. Hearing the impatience in her words, Elder Roman didn't dare to stay for even one more second. He turned immediately and flew away on a flying sword. He was planning to ask the masters from the Sky Mountain sect to help them press down Jade and Julia, but he gave up on this idea after the twins showed their Nascent Soul Realm strength. After all, Nascent Soul Realm cultivators had no rivals on 5th Heaven, and were top-tier masters even on 6th Heaven. If the sisters fought with the Sky Mountain sect masters, White Sand sect, an affiliate sect on 5th Heaven would be wiped out easily without a trace. Regardless of the identity of the cultivator they brought with them, Elder Roman fervently hoped that they would leave his sect as soon as possible. Jade and Julia carried Jacob in his dragon form into the room and shut the door. They scanned the room with their powerful spiritual sense and made sure there was no traps or arrays in the room. Then they put the silver dragon onto the bed. After forcing himself into 5th level, transforming into a dragon, and enduring the lightning tribulation, Jacob exhausted his body while chipping his dragon core and shattering the openings he had unlocked earlier with his sword energies. Dragon cores were the foundations of dragon cultivators. If Jacob was an ordinary dragon cultivator, he would have died already. However, Jacob's simultaneous cultivation of the 5 elemental essences with the Sword Shadow Scroll helped him balance the nature essence in his body, giving him features of human cultivators. That was why Jacob still had a trace of essence guarding his heart, despite the severely damaged dragon core. The sword energies created by the Sword Shadow Scroll were still instinctively traveling through his body swiftly, helping to keep the meridians open. Sister, what should we do? Julia looked at Jade with fear and anxiety. Since Master hasn't solidified his realm with mystic crystal, if we take the nature essence from his body and shatter the dragon core, he will be safe. However, he will return to being immortal, Jade said after a few seconds of hesitation. As long as our master's alive, we will guard him all his life, Julia said with determination as she held the silver dragon. After a moment of consideration, she continued, They ruined Master's cultivation ability. I'll go and destroy the South Atlantic Dragon Palace. Both the sisters held Jacob on a high pedestal, as according to them, Jade would still be stuck in a block of ice if not for him, so they owe their life to him. Seeing the person that they'd vowed to serve in this condition was really taking a toll on them. The other option is to recover his cultivation strength with godly elixir pills, Jade said. Above Realm? Should we go back to Above Realm? Julia's eyes were shining with tears when she looked at Jade. Where can we find godly elixir pills under Above Realm? After all, there are no elixir masters among the dragon cultivators. They don't even have many level 9 golden pills, let alone godly elixir pills. There are no godly elixir pills under 7th Heaven, and I can't break into 8th Heaven with my current strength. We can only find some godly elixir pills in Above Realm, Jade said. Sister, You want to go back? Julia widened her eyes. Returning to above realm, aka Ninth Heaven, meant that Jade wouldn't be able to come back. I'll ask the Queen for the godly elixir pills. Julia looked at Jade sincerely and said, You stay with Master and guard him. You're stronger and smarter than me. I'll go get the elixir pills, and you stay here. The Queen is good to me, and she won't punish me. I know that you like being in the mortal world, and you should stay below only, Jade said. Sister. Julia looked at Jade, not sure what to say. Silence took over. Since they didn't return to Ninth Heaven right after they were freed, they would be punished when they returned now. They both would rather go back to endure the punishment alone, leaving the other with Jacob, even though neither of them wanted to leave. Streaks of pure nature essence flew from their palms into Jacob's dragon body. Standing on either side of him, they looked at each other and sustained Jacob's life before they could reach a decision. How about this? Each of us will use half of our cultivation strength and help Master repair his dragon core. However, we will fall from our current realm, Jade said. If you can do it, I can too, Julia said. In this way, we both can stay, Jade said. Okay, Julia nodded. Jade raised her hand, and the cotton curtain that was hanging in the room flew into her hand. Draping the curtain gently over Jacob's silver dragon body, Jade abruptly put more nature essence into her hands. In fact, they both planned to do this when they were carrying Jacob to Fifth Heaven. However, cultivation strength and realms were essential to cultivators, and neither of them wanted to force the other to sacrifice her cultivation strength for Jacob, just because one wanted to save him using this method. Without hesitation, Julia followed suit and injected more nature essence into Jacob's body. To completely repair Jacob's dragon core, they would have to sacrifice half of their cultivation strength. Was it worth it? They didn't know. To sacrifice 2 8th-level strengths for a 3rd-level strength, Jade and Julia exchanged a look and gritted their teeth. Looking from a distance at the back mountain, the elders and disciples of the White Sand sect saw hundreds of colorful sword energies dance in the sky above the back mountain. Some of the elders and Elder Roman found the sword energies quite familiar. Soaring in the high sky, the 640 sword energies gradually merged and turned into 320 energies, before merging again into 160 sword energies. Each time they combined, the sword energies got more dazzling. The sword energies were the soldiers, and the cultivator was the general? The sword energies that were flying there were, in fact, Jacob's nature essence. The sword energies intensified as Jacob's nature essence gradually condensed and elevated. 2 3-petal lotuses, that were as big as half a mountain, slowly rose on the south and north side of the Black Mountain. According to the legends, only the Grand Master of the Soul Formation realm could cultivate natal 5-colored lotuses. Above Chi Refinement was Core Formation. Above Core Formation was Nascent Soul. Above Nascent Soul was Soul Formation. Above Soul Formation was Lotus Formation. The 3 petals of the 2 flawless lotuses slowly began to spread, and a pure white light enveloped the entire White Sand sect. All the sects in the area were stunned at this miracle, and the spirit beasts on Fifth Heaven roared uneasily. When the spiritual lotuses appeared, a phenomenon would occur. The huge lotuses nurtured the 165 elemental sword energies from both sides. The lotuses emitted pure, chaotic nature essence, which could nurture and repair everything and destroy anything. Jade and Julia were using their natal lotuses to repair Jacob's dragon core. The magnificent view that was happening on the back mountain was the process of the sisters burning their cultivation strength. If one of the petals broke, Jade and Julia's cultivation strength would drop by half. With their unique cultivation technique, 1 petal was equivalent to the full cultivation strength of a top-tier Nascent Soul Realm cultivator. With the foundations of the 3-petal lotuses, they were able to progress at a great speed. Losing 1 petal meant great damage to their cultivation foundation. They were only able to reach their current 3-petal lotus realm after 1,000 years of cultivation. Now, to save Jacob, to stay on Earth, and to be around each other, they were sacrificing all they had. 2 lotuses rotated slowly in the sky, emitting white lightning and increasing the essence intensity of the surrounding area. The cultivators of the white sand sect, who were closest to the back mountain, suddenly felt the intensity of nature's essence increase by 100 times. They were stunned and felt ecstatic. Disregarding their dignity, the elders immediately sat down cross-legged and started to cultivate. After all, with the essence intensity increased by 100 times, this environment was better than on 7th heaven and must take the opportunity to get stronger. Soaring between the 2 lotuses, the 160 sword energies swiftly strengthened themselves in the essence intensity that was 1,000 times greater than before. All the sects around the white sand sect had sensed the sudden increase in essence intensity. After some bafflement, they all sat down to cultivate. As the cultivators in the area went crazy over the sudden increase of essence intensity on 5th heaven, the 2 3-petal lotuses began to wither. With a slight sigh, a bright light beam shot down from 6th heaven. The 3-petal lotuses that were about to lose 1 petal each were instantly reinvigorated. Immediately, the essence intensity on 5th heaven began to drop quickly. The cultivators, who had been trying hard to absorb the dense nature essence, suddenly felt like the essence in their bodies were quickly pouring out. A grand master of the soul formation realm.